background in, I've always been a poker fan, kind of grew up with it, and I've also been a gamer, whether it be Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone or World of Warcraft. So I've always had this idea to combine those two elements into a collectible card game. So if you take Texas Holdem, which is, wildly popular in and of itself, and you merge it with the fantasy world, the role playing games. That's kind of what Heroes of Holdem is. And the other guys that are on our team, they have the same backgrounds. One of the guys was a former professional Magic the Gathering player. One of the guys was a professional poker player. So we just merged all those elements. We just kind of found Ethereum for a hero. You don't want to pay that, but I'll rent you one for $2 a week, and then you can have all the everything that comes with that hero. $2 a week. That's our rental system. We're thinking about doing a system where, a scholarship program where I could give you my hero for free, and then we split whatever you win. So that there's two ways to go about it. We're still kind of internally debating on what you don't know anything about crypto, and I want to come in, I want to play. Then you can use your credit card, and then we'll take care of all the crypto part, everything. So if you don't want to have your own MetaMask wallet, if you don't even understand crypto, we will hold all of your NFTs for you until either we can educate you or you can educate yourself, and you can get if you decide 5 months from now, hey, I didn't understand NFTs and I have all these heroes and I want to sell them or I want to trade them, how does that work? I want to try to market ourselves as we are a game first. We are a game that also utilizes blockchain technology. So we don't want to exclude people that know nothing about crypto or blockchain. Sometimes those words can be kind of scary to people who have no idea how to get involved or get started. So we want ease of use to be the number one priority for us in our game. We've done that. We've kind of seen what other games have done in their ecosystems, where their token will be worth a lot of money and then slowly it goes downhill. We're creating an algorithm where the amount of tokens we give out per day is equal to the amount we burned the previous day. So when people buy chess, they use our rental system, which costs them some game tokens. They do recruiting, which is breeding, if you're familiar with Axie Infinity, the same sort of thing.
Yo, what's good? This is Stu from Stu TV. I cover all things blockchain, metaverse, crypto, NFTs, all money making opportunities in the space. I have a special guest with me today. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself to the audience. What's good, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you? Glad to be here. My name is Michael Hade. I'm the CEO of NFT Gaming. It's a gaming company that we just started up. We're working on our first project we call Heroes of Holdem. So good to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you having you on. I know we had met and connected at NFT Miami down at the event. I know I had mentioned like y'all was one of my favorite booths when I was down there in terms of there's a lot of different projects. I just like in terms of what y'all was offering, how y'all was building it. It was just kind of I saw like a direct angle and a direct path of what you're trying to achieve, going into Web3. But for those that don't know, what is Heroes of Holdem, and what was the inspiration to create the project?
So I'll start with the inspiration. I have a background in, I've always been a poker fan. Always played poker and just kind of grew up with it. And I've also been a gamer. Whether it be Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone or World of Warcraft. So I've always had this idea to combine those two elements into a collectible card game. So if you take Texas Holdem, which is wildly popular in and of itself, and you merge it with the fantasy world, the role playing games, that's kind of what Heroes of Holdem is. It's an NFT collectible card game. You can do anything from cast powerful spells in the game to change the cards, or I can I can get free blinds, or I can get free ante. I mean, you name it. We've got 190 different abilities, over 50 pieces of equipment. And then one of the things that kind of separates us from any other traditional Texas Hold'em game is what we call our minion system. So if you think of minions, those are little underlings that play for you, that you recruit. Anytime they win any of the pots or the chips, which we call health, they'll feed a percentage of that to you. So it makes our game really different. So it's a browser-based game, no download required, and that's kind of where we're at right now.
Oh wow, yeah, that's something like that's gonna be like good as far as accessibility, as far as like that browser angle, as far as people can just come in and jump straight away. Because sometimes people be like, I don't know about this link and downloading it and different things. So like that's even great to hear that of itself. And then just in terms of, so I'm understanding you correctly, like you just have like a poker-based format. You just add it and tie it in like a gamified element So you kind of just lay it on, just kind of like your own unique angle onto like a foundational, traditional style game. You just put your own spin and twist to it with all the different characters and heroes and elements in the game, if I'm hearing you correctly.
Right. We've got 7 different classes, 7 different races. So each race and class have their own unique abilities, their own unique style. So there's a lot of strategy that's involved when you build out your profile. So if you think of it in terms of any kind of role playing game, you're building out your profile, your deck. If you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, uh, what we'd like to say is we have a professional poker player that's on our team, and he's really good at traditional poker, but he never wins in this because we really gamified the game, and it's just the strategy is worth more than your Texas Hold'em skills. There's so many ways you can go, and every time we play, it seems like we find some new combination that we didn't even think of. That, oh man, you see what just happened? Oh wow, I didn't know that was going to happen. So with 190 different combinations of spells and with the equipment also, the game can go in a million different directions every time you play.
Yeah, that's definitely a success formula for like longevity. Just because like once the game reaches like a certain pinnacle, where they kind of it's just a strategy to kind of be able to dominate or monopolize the entire gaming platform, or just a specific strategy wins every time.
Right.
That could just hurt the lifeblood of the game, just because then the game becomes stale or just gets stagnant. But the fact that you have like 100 different combinations, and then there's so many stuff that you can do, and not just having traditional poker skills, also ties into the game. It just kind of ties into the longevity because people always stay interested. So that's a very unique angle. But in terms of, I know you have like your heroes races, your chess abilities,
Yeah.
equipment. Can you talk about all these different gamified elements and how they intertwine together and work within the ecosystem and flow of your game?
Yeah, so I'll talk about each different NFT. So to play the game, you need an NFT, a hero NFT. That's who you are. That's who you play as. So you can either use our free to play system, which no purchase required. You can just come on and play, or you can buy your own hero. Okay, that's the main character. That's who you are. And then based on that, you can buy chess, which will give you the other NFTs. The other NFTs are the abilities, which we talked about, or spells. That's another NFT. And then the equipment is the third NFT. And then we've got the fourth NFT, which are the minions. You can collect those, you can trade them, you can sell them, you can kind of do whatever you want with them. Each of the NFTs, they have, so the hero has a certain amount of event tickets that you can use per day. So there's never any money required. Once you buy your hero, you can play forever. So if you have let's say you have 5 event tickets and you've exhausted those for the day, just wait for till tomorrow and you can play again. So if you don't win anything today, just wait till tomorrow. All of the heroes, or I'm sorry, all the other NFTs, the minions, the equipment, the abilities, they have a limited number of charges. So let's just say if you got your NFTs out of a rare chest, they may have 200 charges. Once those charges are exhausted, then you can replenish those charges using our in-game game token that you buy from the events. So that's one of our syncs that we can talk about later. But that's kind of a rundown of all of our NFTs that we have.
Okay, yeah, definitely just seeing like just how every entwines. You just mentioned like with the heroes, they just give you so many event tickets, and you
Right.
can't really maximize or just I guess like find like a loophole in the game and kind of just be able to like I guess take advantage of that this aspect, and then just how everything ties together. It seems like a very balanced thing. You can't do more than one or the other.
Right.
So I like how that infrastructure was kind of built on the even playing field in terms of that. If I'm understanding you correctly.
Yeah, and we're going to have a ranking system. So if you're not the scheduled tournaments will have everybody playing together at the same time, the big events. But there are tournaments called sit and goes where let's just say there's 4 people. As soon as the first 4 people join, that event kicks off. But we're going to have a ranking system. So if you're a really, I'm sorry, we have an entire elo system. So depending on your skill level, you'll get paired with people that are around your skill level. So we don't want people that are really good playing against people that are brand new, and vice versa. So we'll have that whole system in place by the time people can play.
Yeah, just in terms just of other games, the ecosystem, this seems like it was like a well thought out process. Like y'all considered like so many variables just from the start. Just like how can we build this game and be able to sustain longevity, just use of play, use cases, I guess for lack of better terms, fairness in terms
Yeah.
of like having some type of base matchmaking system just tied in. So it seems like it's a well thought out process in terms of just like the balance and how you kind of laid out this entire just game and format for people to actually just come in and play. So yeah, definitely it's something I could see like the the end goal that y'all are trying to reach and approaching. Like in terms of like even with card games, you have touched into this earlier in one of the previous questions. You kind of dive a little bit deeper if you choose to. But what made you choose like an NFT card game versus like other industries or other different type of NFT projects like art or lore or like music or something like that?
It's just my background. It's my background. I've always been into poker, always been into gaming, and the other guys that are on our team, they have the same backgrounds. One of the guys was a former professional Magic the Gathering player. One of the guys was a professional poker player. So we just merged all those elements. We just kind of found each other. And like I say, I don't know anything else but gaming and just
Yeah,
playing poker and sports betting and you name it. Yeah, I'm just into the sports. I'm into gaming and just merging those two worlds together and make a game that I would play that I find fun. So
yeah,
it's one of those things where I play 10 times a day, and if I'm playing by myself, I just have to win. Even if I'm playing against the demo just by myself, I have to win every time. I have to win.
yeah. Definitely fair enough. Just in terms, and also too, just to bounce off that, do y'all have like in terms of I know a lot of this game y'all have gotten completed, and that's something that actually made me bullish on y'all's project in particular. No financial advice, but yeah, in terms of that, but like y'all have a lot of your ecosystem completed. Do they have future plans to like? Would y'all ever consider creating another game or adding to like a list of games? Or is that something that y'all have considered branching out, just sticking to this particular game and just adding on top of to it?
We're gonna the initial idea is to add expansions to this game, uh, quests, quest-based system, guilds, clans. We want to do all the typical things you would see in an RPG game, and then hopefully down the road, if we're really successful in this game, we'll create a version 2 or maybe a downloadable version on the Unity engine or somewhere along there, the Unreal engine or something along those lines. Maybe even um, phone-based game, iOS and Android. But we do also want to create different games also. So we don't want to just pigeonhole ourselves into this particular genre. We want game number 2, game number 3. We want to build a gaming studio. So that we want to be an all-encompassing business.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely just great to hear in terms of this like this your ecosystem just mapping out and then like what you're just going bridging on top of like the work that you've already done in terms so yeah it's definitely just great to hear like I mentioned before in terms of like your like blockchain I know just talk just choosing Polygon slash Ethereum what made you choose um that particular blockchain and like in terms of just like your personal I guess like what you're looking for in a particular chain.
Yeah, so for us, it was barrier to entry. Everybody has Ethereum. Everybody knows Ethereum, right? Um, if you ask most people, I would say most of the diehards they know Polygon, they know Matic. So Polygon's been doing a lot of partnerships recently with gaming games. A lot of games are going on their chains, layer 2 solution to Ethereum. So when we talked to people, we really thought this out for quite a while. We were originally going to go straight to Polygon, not go on Ethereum, but again, the barrier to entry is a little bit more difficult. So the thought process was we will do the initial mint on Ethereum, and then we will bridge everybody over to Polygon. It's just easier that way. And we're actually trying to take this a step further, taking out that barrier to entry. So if you don't know anything about crypto and I want to come in, I want to play, then you can use your credit card, and then we'll take care of all the crypto part, everything. So if you don't want to have your own MetaMask wallet, if you don't even understand crypto, we will hold all of your NFTs for you until either we can educate you or you can educate yourself, and you can get your so just if you decide 5 months from now, hey, I didn't realize I didn't understand NFTs and I have all these heroes and I want to sell them or I want to trade them. How does that work? Well, we can educate you, or you can educate yourself, and then you'll be able to take those NFTs and put them on our marketplace or another marketplace, and you'll be able to sell them. But we'll hold those for you. So that's kind of the direction we're going.
Okay.
I kind of went off a little bit in a different direction there, but
No, that's totally fine. Actually, just on a follow up question, I just wanted to ask you: will you have like a dedicated platform or some type of central hub to where you will share the information in terms of showing them like a step by step tutorial for them to like if they want to get their NFTs or just even showing them like added benefits of the game if you do get deep into the game and use our NFT ecosystem and then being able to go back and sell. Well, you have a resource section for that.
yep. We're gonna have a step by step process eventually. We'll have all that. We want to try to market ourselves as we are a game first. We are a game that also utilizes blockchain technology. So we don't want to exclude people that know nothing about crypto or blockchain. Sometimes those words can be kind of scary to people who have no idea how to get involved or get started. So we want ease of use to be the number one priority for us in our game.
Yeah. Well, just in general, like, how do you feel like just even with the entire, I know gaming has always been your background and everything like that. So just, I know for sure, like you've seen like a lot of games out here and like just a lot of people just to play to earn space and then, Axie Infinity and then, tokens crumble and different things. Like, what's your, I guess, viewpoint on the state of play to earn? And then what direction does play to earn need to take for it to like, I guess, get that influx of adoption that we're all looking
Yeah.
for?
Uh, I think the biggest change that I'm seeing is in the quality of games. I mean, I may be a little biased because I think our game, I mean, you've seen it. I think it looks really good, compared to everything that's out and everything that's coming out. I think ours is a step ahead of everything that's out, and I think we're right there with everything that's coming out in the future. And our game is you've seen it's pretty much done. Um, I mean, it looks good. It plays well. I think it's Texas Hold'em that people will play it forever. And the play to earn model it appeals to everybody. If I can make some money while playing a game that I really like, everybody's going to want that. And we kind of say it's more of play and own. You're going to own your assets. You're going to play and earn, play and own. So you're going to make money. You're going to have a good time, and we're not going anywhere. This game's going to be fun forever. I don't think it's going to lose its luster after like 2 or 3 months. People play Texas Hold'em for decades, years, their whole life, and now we're adding the gamification to it. It's just going to be even better.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like, just even with like a whole bunch of like play to earn like
Yeah,
games, it's like unique concepts, but just finding like a mainstay in terms of like
yeah,
poker's
definitely.
always gonna be fun. Everybody's gonna play poker no matter what, or just like different brands. So it just kind of depends on like what niche you take within the gaming ecosystem, and then from there you kind of build your branches and then your
Yeah,
own unique aspect within the game. So I mean, I just look at this whole entire gaming industry in terms of like people just take bits and pieces of inspiration from different games. Kind of
and
like,
we have.
yeah,
Let me touch on that a little bit. We've done that. We've kind of seen what other games have done in their ecosystems, where their token will be worth a lot of money, and then slowly it goes downhill. We're creating an algorithm where the amount of tokens we give out per day is equal to the amount we burned the previous day. So when people buy chests, they use our rental system, which costs them some game tokens. They do recruiting, which is breeding, if you're familiar with Axie Infinity, the same sort of thing. If they buy skins, if they recharge their NFTs, or they use our marketplace. So they're always burning those tokens, right? So we want to make sure that we're not giving away too many tokens, so the price stays high. We want to make sure that whatever we're burning, we're giving away, maybe not the next day, but maybe the week or 2 days or 3 days, whatever the case may be. But we want to make sure that our ecosystem stays as healthy as possible, because that's the quickest way for a game to die, is if your tokens are worth fractions of what they should be.
yeah, that's great that you brought that up because I see that like that's like a big issue with tokenomics is just because they have no use case for the token outside of them fluctuating in price.
Right.
And the only issue with that is at some point somebody's gonna be like, all right, it's time for me to sell. Like I got some,
Right.
and like once it sells, that just triggers more FOMO, and then it's just all right. Why is the token selling off? Well, you know what? I might as well sell too. So then it's
Right.
just a more of a snowball effect. So like having a deflationary asset, something that is just as valuable or not, just as far as the balance effect in terms of just like okay, not only can I get fiat from this token, but this token could do so many other things that I can earn maybe even more income or have more assets it has to be something that intrigues them that has that seesaw effect. That's like the one thing I see in play to earn that is just it's just not there. So just find that answer in terms of that and just having like an ecosystem set in place. That's something that definitely will give you like the longevity that you're looking for. So yeah.
We want that balance. Yeah.
Yeah. Just go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
I was just
go
gonna
ahead.
say you see it in all the RPG games, right? Like if their economy gets ruined or if there's too much gold in the game, then it kind of hurts the game. So we really want to keep that balance.
Yeah, and even on like tokenomics, I know you have your CC token and then your GC token. Can you talk about like both tokens and then their use cases as it relates to like your gaming project?
Yep. So the GC token is our hero token. That's our in-game currency, and those are the tokens that you'll win. When you're playing in our competitions, right? So that's an infinity amount. We're not minting any ourselves for our team. Only way you can get those if you win events, if you win contests. I mean, first place, second place, third place, depending on how many people are in each contest, right? And like I said, you'll use those tokens for the chests. You'll need them for the rental system, recruitment, skins, recharges, marketplace. You'll need them for a little bit of everything. Um, Now you don't need those tokens to enter any contest. Like I say, the only cost to entry is your event tickets per day. And the GC, which is our game company tokens, that's our NFT token. You'll need those. You'll need some of those for recruitment. You'll need some of those for our chests. So if you want to buy like rare and epic chests, you won't need the GC. But if you want the legendary chests, which hold more charges, then you'll need the GC. And then the marketplace, just everything that requires a little bit more money would be the GC would be required for that. But I'm sorry, the CC, the company coin, the NFT coin. We plan on using the company coin for Project 2, Project 3, expansions. We want to keep that token popular down the line. We don't just want this to be a one-time game where it only works in this one game. So we want that token to be here for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know you mentioned like the recruitment aspect of it. That kind of leads into like my next and actually like final question because I want to be very aware of your time and everything. I definitely appreciate you coming on. But I know just in terms of this is like one of my last questions. I know you have a recruitment aspect in terms of hiring mercenaries. Can you explain like that feature of your project, just like the recruitment process?
Yeah, so the hiring mercenaries, you may be referring to the rental system a little bit there.
Yeah.
I'll go through both of them. So the rental system is, let's say I've got 5 heroes that I've got, and I can't play them all, or I bought them just to rent them out. I can rent them out to you for a specific price, and you can get them for a week. So if you don't want to pay, let's just say our price is $80 worth of Ethereum for a hero. You don't want to pay that, but I'll rent you one for $2 a week, and then you can have all the everything that comes with that hero, $2 a week. That's our rental system. We're thinking about doing a system where, a scholarship program where I could give you my hero for free, and then we split whatever you win. So that there's 2 ways to go about it. We're still kind of internally debating on which way we want to go, or both ways. So the recruitment process is a way to take 2 heroes essentially, and then make a third. So we're only releasing a certain amount of races and classes, and to open those other races and classes, you're going to have to recruit 2 heroes to make a third. If you're familiar with Axie Infinity, that's what they call breeding. So for lack of a better term, you're going to take 2 heroes and make a baby, and you're going to have a third. And those heroes will be able to recruit 5 times, and it gets a little more expensive each time you do it. But the idea is you're trying to make the exact hero that you want, whether it's or if you have an orc warrior and a orc warrior and a orc thief, and then you may be able to get a halfling thief if their descendants, because it goes down 2 levels. If their descendants were like a druid, or it goes down kind of far. So depending on if you're familiar with the Punnett square, that's kind of what I'm referring to. So you can kind of breed what you're looking for. You can make specific heroes to your liking.
Yeah. Yeah, my apologies for kind of mixing up and
No,
intertwining that because, yeah, I'm definitely glad that you kind of separated them two in terms of that. So my apologies for that.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I like hearing just like the feature as far as like the breeding with the recruitment, and then also just like with the rental feature in terms of that, and like also you just decide from whether you want a scholarship or kind of just do a rent out feature, or even
Right.
both, like you mentioned before. So yeah, I definitely it was definitely great having you on and like just meeting you at NFT Miami. Did you have like any last things that you wanted to say about the project, where people could follow you, or just any questions that I may have not asked? Just any like, I'm gonna just let you have the last word.
Yeah, I would say, join us on our Discord. Head over to heroesofholdem.com. We do play testing every Thursday and Saturday, and we love to have people play test because we're always getting, great feedback and great ideas. I think one of my favorite parts of the game are when we get feedback. People say, "Hey, what about this ability, or what about trying this?" And then, that's a great idea, and then we'll add it to the game. I can't tell you how many times we've had people say, we're missing this, or what if we added that, and we've added to the game. So love to have everybody come and play test. Love to have everybody in our Discord and the community talking it up. Other than that, we'll see you in the game.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I couldn't say it better myself. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. This is Stu from Stu TV. I cover all things blockchain, metaverse, crypto, NFTs. I want to make opportunities in space. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thanks for having me.